Hello students, before we start our chapter, I would like to request you all to watch our introductory 2 videos given by me so that you will be clear about the 3-step strategy to do Dhamaka in physics exams. We have given the videos in the description box, or you can just click on our videos displayed at the end of this video for either introductory 2 videos or the next videos. Okay then, let's enjoy physics by Mr. Patel, who has a long, profound experience of 29 years of teaching physics in Sainik School, Balaghat.
Condition for constructive and destructive interference. Expression for the intensities at a point in the interference pattern. Suppose the displacement of the two light waves from the two coherent sources, as we have discussed yesterday, S1 and S2, at a point P on the observation screen, that is on the screen on the Young's double slit experiment, at any time t are given by, suppose, the displacement produced by a particle at a point P due to the one wave, say y1, then y1 is equal to a1 sin omega t. For another wave, second wave, that is y2 is equal to a2, the displacement y2 is given by a2 sin omega t plus phi. Phi is the phase difference between the two waves at a point P when they reach at a point P due to the path difference. Suppose one travels 9 waves, another travels 7 waves, then there will be a difference of 2 waves. One wave will reach earlier by 2 waves. There will be the phase difference by 2 lambda, or there will be phase difference in the case of the pi 4 pi, because 2 pi is lambda. 2 pi phase difference is equal to the path difference lambda. So A1, A2 are the amplitudes. A1, A2 are the amplitudes of individual waves, 2 waves. Phi is a constant phase difference. See, it should be a constant phase difference or 0 phase difference. Otherwise, they will be incoherent and they won't give the sustained interference. There will have to change and intensity will be added. There won't be maxima and minimum you will get on the screen. The resultant displacement at a P is given by the superposition principle, as we have discussed already. So y is equal to the resultant displacement when 2 or more wave trains, the superposition with the redistribution of energy in the space, then at a point in the space, say at a point P, is the displacement of a particle is given by the vector sum of the displacement produced by individual waves. So individual waves that produce the displacement y1 and y2, say resultant wave, the net displacement y is equal to y1 plus y2. y1 is equal to a1 sin omega t, y2 is a2 sin omega t plus phi. This is sin A plus B, that is sin A cos B cos A sin B. You can bifurcate this way, that is a1 sin omega t plus a2 sin omega t cos phi plus a2 cos omega t sin phi. Correct. Now, the y is equal to, therefore, a1 plus a2 cos phi sin phi. Take the sin omega t common. If you take the sin omega t common, there is a1 plus a2 cos phi. a1 plus a2 cos phi, sin omega t is common, plus a2 sin phi cos omega t plus a2 sin phi cos omega t. Correct. Put a1 plus a2 cos phi is equal to a cos theta. This a1 plus a2 cos theta is equal to a cos theta. So this will become a cos theta sin omega t. This will a cos omega t sin a cos theta sin omega t. Cos theta sin omega t. Correct. Now say on put this is equal to a cos theta and a2 sin phi. a2 sin phi, this term is equal to a sin theta. So that term will become this, therefore y is equal to a cos theta sin omega t plus a sin theta cos omega t. Correct. So this is this sin A plus B is equal to sin A cos B cos A sin B, like that. So this you can write like a sin omega t plus theta. This is a harmonic function as the initial function. So resultant wave is also a harmonic waves by the phase, but there is a phase difference and phase angle between them is theta. To determine the A, let us squaring and adding. We will square this and add it. This equation, these two equations 1 and 2. That A is a square cos square omega t plus a square sin square omega t is equal to a1 plus a2 cos omega t bracket square and a2 sin phi square. That is, there is a square cos square theta plus a square sin square theta is equal to a1 plus a2 cos phi square plus a2 square sin square phi, squaring the 1 and 2 and adding it. So this is cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1, so it is a square is common, so a square into bracket 1, that is a square, is equal to a1 square plus a2 square cos, there a1 square plus a2 square cos square theta, cos square phi plus 2a1 a2 cos phi plus a2 square sin square phi. So rearrange them and take the common. So a square plus a2 square into bracket cos square phi plus sin square phi. That is, this a2 square cos square phi last term and this a2 square sin square phi, that is we have taken here. The a2 is common, correct? A2 square is common. Plus middle term of this 2a1 a2 cos phi, correct? This is actually interference term. So a square is equal to a1 square plus a2, now this is equal to also 1, sin square theta plus cos square theta, or cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So it is a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. Now intensity is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. If I is the intensity and A is the amplitude, then I is directly proportional to A square, that is I1, say for this I1, for this is say I, resultant intensity at a point P, that is A square, that is equal to I is equal to Ka square, we can write as a, then for this I1 is equal to Ka square and I2 is equal to Ka2 square, where K is the proportionality constant. So from the equation 3, we can write Ka square is equal to this equation 3, Ka square is equal to I1 square, this is, sorry, Ka square is equal to I is equal to I1, or is Ka square is equal to Ka1 square plus Ka2 square plus 2 under root Ka1 plus under root Ka2 cos phi. That is equal to, this is equal to resultant intensity I, this is equal to I1, so I1 plus I2 plus 2 under root I1 I2 cos phi. This is interference term, this is our interest. This equation gives the total intensity I at a point where the phase difference is phi. Phase difference between two waves at point P reaching on the screen is phi, correct? The resultant intensity is I. I1 and I2 are the intensity which two individual sources produce. That is, two individual sources from S1 and S2 they produce, they have got intensity I1 and I2. They are correct. The total intensity is also contains the third term, that is this one, 2 under root I1 I2 cos phi. This is called the interference term. Now let us see the very important point, constructive interference. When the constructive interference will take place? The resultant intensity at a point P will be maximum when the cos phi will be 1, that is cos phi is equal to 0. Correct? Cos phi is 1, that is phi is equal to 0, 2 pi, 4 pi and so on. Correct? So, and if A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A, amplitude of both the waves are the same. Correct? Then I is equal to, and intensity I1 is equal to I2 is equal to say I0. The intensity of the source light coming from the source slits S1 and S2 are the same, say I0. Then from the equation 4, we can write as this is equation 4, we can write that, correct? I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I0, and then I is equal to I0 plus I0, I1 is equal to I0, I2 is equal to I0 under root 2 under root I1, I2, that is I0, I0, that is 2I0. You take the bucket, that is 2I0 plus I0, 3I0 and I0, that is totally 4I0, the maximum intensity, correct? It is not double, correct? Or if we have two coherent sources S1 and S2 vibrating in phase, then for an arbitrary point P, wherever the path difference S2P minus S1P or S1P minus S2P, you can write anyway, that is equal to say n lambda, where n is equal to 0, the path difference is between them is 0, lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, when they reach at a point P, there will be a constructive interference, correct? And intensity will be maximum. Or in the case of the phase difference, the phase path difference lambda is equivalent to the phase difference 2 pi. Phase difference 2 pi corresponds to the path difference lambda. That is also you can write. So this one make it is 2 pi upon lambda. That is, say P is equal to 0, 2 pi, phase difference 4 pi. You can take this term on this side and you can get this 0, lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda. Suppose P is equal to this, consider these two equation, that is P is equal to, what is P is equal to, take this one 0, that will be 0. Let us take the second term, we will get the lambda 2 pi into, this will go up, lambda upon 2 pi, that is 2 pi cut, that is P path difference is lambda, either 0 or lambda, this will be 0. Or 2 lambda, the 4 pi, that is, if you put the 4 pi, then 4 pi upon 2 pi, that is 2 lambda. Or correct, 6 pi, 8 pi, 10 pi, 12 pi and so on, or even multiple of pi, or multiple integer of lambda, 0, lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, then there is a constructive integer. Remember, if path difference S2P minus S1P is equal to, say P is equal to n lambda, n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, that is a 0, path difference 0, or lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, there will be a constructive interference and intensity will be 4I0. Now let us see about destructive interference. If point P is such that the path difference S2P minus S1P, say P is equal to n plus 1 by 2 half, that is n plus half lambda by 2, n is equal to 0. When it is 0, that is half lambda. If it is a 1, that is 3 by 2 lambda. That is half lambda, 3 by 2 lambda, 5 by 2 lambda, correct? Or in the phase difference, pi corresponding to the lambda by 2, that is phase difference is pi, because 2 pi is equal to lambda, 5, 3 pi, 4, 5 pi and so on, correct? Odd number of pi. So this you can remember either in the form of lambda or 2 pi. Thus, we have seen that the when path difference between the two waves reaching at observation point P on the screen is, remember, not 0. 0 there will be constructive. Lambda by 2, 3 by 2 lambda, 5 by 2 lambda, 7 or pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi, etc. is the phase difference. Then intensity will be I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 under root, consider the same equation again, I1, I2 cos, under root I1, I2 cos phi. If phi is equal to, say, pi, that is pi is equal to 180, that is cos minus 1. This term is minus 1. So minus that is, this is 2I0 plus minus 2 into I0, I1 minus, that is minus 2. So minus 2 under root I0 square, that is 2I0, that is net is 0. You can see intensity is 0 and dark fringe will be observed. When intensity is maximum, that is 4I0, bright fringe is observed. Correct? There are fringes or bands also. Hence, the resultant intensity at a point is minimum when the phase difference between the two superposing waves is an odd multiple of pi, or the path difference S2P minus S1P is an odd multiple of lambda by 2. That is lambda by 2, 3 by 2 lambda, 5 by 2 lambda. This is the condition for destructive interference. Correct? So remember, this is a very, very important path difference. If it is correct, multiple integer of odd number of multiple of integer of lambda by 2, that is S2P minus S1P is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2, there will be destructive interference. If it is S2P minus S1P is equal to n lambda, there will be a constructive interference. N is integer 0, 1, 2, 3. Correct? Now here, coherent and incoherent sources. to get the interference, sustained interference, which we can study by taking our own time, which lasts forever, that is for a long time, we get coherent sources. What are coherent sources? Two sources of light which continuously emit, continuously light waves of the same frequency, or frequency, that is wavelength, velocity is the same, or with a zero or constant phase difference. Remember, either it should be a zero or constant phase difference, correct, are called coherent sources. In Young's double slit experiment, the Youngs obtained the two sources S1 and S2. Say S1 and S2 from the one same source S, correct. This is a sodium lamp, emits the light of wavelength, yellow light of wavelength about 6000 Armstrong unit or 600 nanometer. They will be in the phase, correct. These are at the same distance. You can put here, there will be either constant phase or zero. So this S1S and S2S, these distances are the same. So there is no path difference, equal distances, no path difference, correct. That is, distances are equal. So when they reach here, the distance travelled by both the waves, SS2, S1 and SS2 are the same. So there is a no phase difference, or we can say it is a zero phase difference, because path difference is zero. They have got equal distances. When they proceed further, then they cause the interference, and there it creates a path difference. So at a point on the screen, path difference between them two, this is S1P, suppose here point P, you can put the point here P. This is the difference between them two. This is correct. S1, the wave travelling from the S1 will reach first. So path difference is this much, S2 into this. You can say N, the S2N is the path difference. Due to that, the phase difference will be created and they will interfere. If the path difference here between this wave reaching wave here is say lambda, then there will be bright fringe. If it is a half lambda here, then it is a dark fringe. And if it is at the central point, equidistant point 0 path difference, there will be bright fringe. So already bright, dark, they will be here lambda, then again here 3/2 lambda, again then 2 lambda, again bright, like that, correct. So we need the coherent sources. The two sources of light which do not emit light waves with a constant phase difference are called incoherent, correct. There should be a constant zero or constant phase difference. If they do not have the constant phase difference, then they are incoherent and they won't give the sustained interference. Remember, need of coherent sources for production of interference fringes. We have already studied about these coherent sources, correct. So why we need, let us see again what happens if we do not use those coherent sources, and instead of coherent sources, suppose we have used the incoherent sources, you won't get the pattern. So for stable interference, we need the coherent sources, correct. We know that the resultant intensity is I is given by I1 plus I2 plus 2 I1 under root I1 I2 cos phi. If cos phi remains a constant with the time, the total intensity at point will be constant. If cos phi is plus or minus 1, plus 1 or minus 1, we will see later on, then I will be I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus under root 2 I1 I2, correct. That is equal to I1 under root I1 plus I2 square, or you can write in the case of amplitude is directly proportional, intensity directly proportional to square of the amplitude. So A1 plus A2 also and A square. Amplitude will be A1 plus A2 raised to square, correct. And I will be minimum when cos phi is minus 1. If it is plus 1, that is, this is correct, cos phi is plus 1, that is, if it is minus, then it is minus, so it will be I1 under root I1 minus I2 square. The two sources in this case are coherent. Intensity will be minimum, intensity will be maximum, amplitude will be maximum, amplitude will be minimum, amplitude will be A1 minus A2 raised to square. Correct? Now, suppose if cos phi varies continuously, then what will happen? The average over the cos phi over the time interval will be 0. So, when it will be cos phi will be 0, this will be 0. So, total intensity will be just I1 plus I2, it will be added. So, suppose there are two sources S1 and S2. Suppose intensity of this slit is I1. Intensity of the light emitting from the S2 has, say, I2. Then on the screen, say this is a screen, S is the screen, the intensity will be just I1 plus I2, nothing else. So, it will be eliminated uniformly, screen will be, you won't get the pattern will be washed out. Correct? If cos phi varies continuously with time, then the average value of cos phi will be 0 over a time interval of measurement. Then the interference term, that is 2 under root I1 I2, and that cos phi, that will be 0, average is 0. There will be a same intensity, intensity of this is I1, intensity of the S2 source is I2. So, on the screen intensity will be, net intensity I is equal to I1 plus I2, nothing else. Correct? There won't be any increase in the or maxima or minima. Hence, to observe sustained interference, the two sources should have the same frequency. Even for a sustained interference, we need the amplitude also same. So, there will be a contrast between the maximum and minimum. Correct? Amplitude will be 0 when there is a destructive interference, and amplitude will be double when there is a constructive interference. And the stable phase difference. Correct? It won't maintain there should not be any, have the same frequency and stable phase difference. That is the condition. Even amplitude should be also same. The two independent sources cannot be coherent. If instead of the one source, we are obtaining S1 and S2 from the one single source S. Say S is a sodium lamp having the wavelength phi 8, we will see in the example 90. It has two wavelengths, but we can consider almost for practical purposes one phi 890 Austin unit or phi 89 nanometer, you can say. Correct? That is, or phi 89 nanometer. Nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9, Austin is 10 raised to minus 10. Correct? So, 1 nanometer is equal to 10 Austin unit. Austin is smaller than the nano. So, if instead of this source, if we remove this, if we obtain from this, there will be, this will be coherent in space and time. Correct? But if the S is not there and we put the two sources of sodium lamp, two sodium lamps here, S1 and S2, then they won't be coherent. Correct? Because whatever change takes place in the S, in the case of the coherent sources, when they are obtained from the one parent, S1 and S2 are obtained from the one parent source S. So, whatever change takes place from in the S, light emitted from the source S, that will, the same phase change will take place in the S1 and S2, because these are at the same distance. Correct? Or there may be a fixed difference in the length that you can keep, but not changeable, because light is emitted by the millions of atoms in which the electron, they transit from higher energy level to the lower energy, and that takes place at the time of 10 raised to minus 8 seconds. And so, it will change will take place interference pattern, change in the interference pattern on the screen will take place at the power 10 raised to 8 times per second, and our eye cannot observe it. So, two different sources of the same wavelength of light cannot be used. Alright? So, there should be two coherent sources, correct, and stable, there should be a stable phase difference between them, frequency should be same, that is wavelength should be same, correct, and amplitude also, if it is a same, it is a good pattern you will get.